I'm Kel Thompson, and we're at the 30th Annual Suncoast Boat Show of downtown Sarasota, where nautical masterpieces and boat enthusiasts come together for a weekend of fun and festivities. Let's go check it out.
The Suncoast Boat Show of downtown Sarasota, Florida is perfect for the fanatical fisherman. Our host, Kel Thompson, begins by reeling in a hip hatteras. However, if you want to go into the shallow water flats, then Jimbo Metter is the man with the plan. If you're an angler that likes the lure of luxury, then stay tuned for the tantalizing tour of the 2013 66-foot Viking convertible with a premier price tag of $4.1 million.
We are with Mark Karampoulos with the Tom George Yacht Group, and we are aboard a 54-foot Hatteras. How you doing, Mark?
Good.
Tell me a little bit about the Hatteras.
Well, the Hatteras is a 2003. It is a production semi-custom sport fisherman. It is powered with 1,400 horse Caterpillar V12 diesels.
Okay.
Has a cruising speed of 32 knots, topside at 38 knots. It is a convertible style, which means you can cruise and fish with it. It is a solid fiberglass hull with integral fuel and water tanks, and it has 3 staterooms, it has 2 heads, and it has flybridge air conditioning for your comfort.
Okay, now we've got a fighting chair on this one. What do these usually cost?
Well, these fighting chairs are fairly expensive. They start around $5,000, they go up to $15,000.
How does this work? Like, what's special about it? What makes it worth $5,000 to $15,000?
Well, the construction of the chair, it's all stainless steel and wood, and it's very, very solid. It's made for marlin fishing primarily.
Okay.
Where you're catching 1,000-pound fish. Plus, you have to transmit some of that weight from the fish, from your body to the chair.
Now, there's a lot of rules in regards to catching fish in tournaments. Like, if you touch the pole, you have to stick with it.
Yeah, normally the angler has to maintain control of the rod. If anybody else touches it, they're not allowed to. They are allowed to touch the leader, and then that fish is called a release.
And it can go on for hours.
It could. We try not to do that though, as far as trying to keep the.
You can't get a beer when you're fighting.
No, not at all. And we want to get the fish in as quickly as possible to keep as much pressure off of him so we can release him and he'll live.
And that you've got a kind of a special relationship with this boat. You were the captain for a few years?
Yeah, I was the captain originally on this boat for 2 years, the original owner, and it subsequently got sold to another owner, and then he listed it with us for sale.
Okay.
And it's primarily ran through the Bahamas and the east and west coast of Florida.
Awesome. How much is this boat offered at the show?
This boat is listed for $799. It is a very good value for this type of boat. It is a 2003, has 1,500 hours on it, and is in excellent condition.
Well, thank you, and take me in and show me around.
Okay, I sure will.
All right,
thank you.
Up next, Kel asks the critical question: is this box best for fishing gear or ice-cold beer?
We are here with Jimbo Metter with Dragonfly Boat Works. Jimbo comes from they call them flats boats, right?
Well, it's designed for fishing in shallow water. They're custom-built boats. Mm-hmm. We don't actually build a boat until somebody orders it because we want to build it to their specifications and what they want. And so it's really, truly a custom-built boat.
And how many different sizes do you have?
We got 3 different models. We got 2 17-foot models, a Dragonfly Classic, a Grand Slam, and this 16-foot Emerger. It doesn't weigh but 550 pounds. It's designed to run with a smaller motor and go in extremely shallow water. And then we got a 17-foot Grand Slam and a 17-foot Dragonfly Classic. And these are all custom built.
Now, when you say that they're designed to go in shallow water, how shallow are we talking about?
7 to 8 inches to 10 to 11 inches, but it's a lot of factors that go into that. Mm-hmm. You know, you got to consider how much weight you're putting in the boat, what size motor you're putting on it, how many people are going to be in it. So you can't say really how much the boat's going to draw until you know all those factors.
So what kind of fish do your customers like to fish for?
You know, bonefish, redfish, snook, permit.
You've moved over from building boats like this over into building paddle boards, and you're using some of the same...
stand-up paddle boards. I've been fishing now on stand-up paddle boards for 6 or 7 years and continuously trying to improve on it and trying to build a better paddle board for fishing. And so now we have this 13.5-foot Dragonfly paddleboard that has got a lot of features that make it more suitable for fishing. And we found that just a regular board that's got kind of a surfboard type characteristics, it's flat and it makes a whole lot of noise when you're trying to paddle.
Sure, yeah.
And even a ripple on the water makes a rat-a-tat-tat, makes
Right.
a lot of noise. So we designed this board with more of a sharper entry like a skiff, and it's quieter.
So you've designed these specifically for fishing.
But it's also a fun board and a family board because this board will support 420 pounds.
Okay.
So sometimes we put, like I put my three grandkids and a dog on there. But we added features that would make it a really great fishing paddleboard. One of them is this rail around here. It serves a lot of purposes. As you can see, I got my fly line stripped on there.
Okay, yep.
So it doesn't wash overboard or blow overboard, it stays contained in that area there.
So if you get a little wave pitching up on the deck here, it's going to contain.
Well, that's the other thing. The wave's not going to pitch up there because it's got a little bit of a crown there. And then if water hits this, it runs right off there.
Okay.
We also got a cooler here that you can sit down if you need to change flies. You can also either put ice in there, or you can store gear in there. It's got places.
You said beer?
Gear or beer.
Oh, gear or beer, okay.
Yeah, whatever. It can be a dry box or it can be a cooler.
All right, well, Jimbo Metter of Dragonfly Boat Works, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us.
Thank you for
Appreciate
being
it.
here, and thank you.
Up next, we clamber aboard a $622,000 36-foot Chris Craft, followed by a 38-foot Havana motor catamaran.
Okay, we are with Jerry Ipjohn. He is a dealer here for Chris Craft out of Tampa Bay. How you doing, Jerry?
Good. How are you doing today?
Tell me about the boats that you have out today.
Well, we've got the hometown boats here, built in Sarasota, the Chris Crafts.
So they're built right here in Sarasota?
They're built right here in Sarasota. They're the oldest American boat manufacturer.
Dating back to when?
What is it, 1874? They started in Michigan, in Albuquerque, Michigan back then, but they moved into Florida in the 60s.
And how big is the facility or the assembly plant?
It's fairly large, but they only build 320 boats a year.
Okay.
It's a high quality, high line boat, so they don't want to flood the market with them.
So 25, 35 boats a month.
Yeah.
They can be custom ordered. There's a lot of customizable features.
Yeah, there's a lot of colors we can do. We've got 3 different interior colors or fabrics for the seats and stuff, and they can be interlaced with inserts and everything. And then the hull colors, we've got probably like 8 hull colors.
Okay. How many different boats are in your lineup?
I would say probably around 20.
Now, out of all the boats, you have to have a favorite. Which one is your favorite?
I think the 36 Corsair that we're standing on
Okay.
here. I mean, this is just a great boat for cruising. You can stay on it. Runs well. Got a lot of room for people. You can, sit and relax and. And it's wide open, get the sunshine.
Nice.
I mean, put a bimini top up if you want.
How many people can be comfortably on this boat?
This boat here, just outside, you're probably got like 12.
Okay. Would this be something that you could go to the Bahamas in or out to an island?
You can run this to the Bahamas. You can run it to the islands. Yeah, you can pretty much in anything local.
So what kind of engine does it have?
This one has twin Mercuries, big blocks.
Okay.
They're 496s, and it propels it pretty well. I mean, the boat cruises at like 35 miles an hour.
So maxed out, it's going.
Maxed out, it's in the 40s.
Okay. Very
Upper
nice.
40s.
What else can you tell me about it?
Everything that we make on the boat is high-grade stainless steel, your cup holders. I mean, everything it's high-grade vinyls. We've got quite a bit of teak, which most boats don't have anymore. I mean, it gives the boat character. We're a little bit retro on the things.
Pure Americana, made here in the States, made to last.
Yeah,
made like things
our
used to
boats,
be.
if you're 100 yards offshore, you can tell it's a Chris Craft. Most of the other boats you take, they've all got the same kind of design. When you're close in, you know what they are, but when you're 100 yards out there, no idea. It's kind of like driving a Ferrari or Maserati. It's always noticed.
So what does this boat sell for?
This boat here lists out for $622,000.
Okay, nice. All right.
So You know, it takes a little bit, but it's a nice boat. But, you know, we started about $45,000 with the 20-foot boat, and we go up to the 36 now, and they're in the process. In the next 2 years, we'll have a 45. That'll probably be $1 million boat.
Okay, nice. Well,
It's just a lot
I'll
of
start
fun.
saving.
I mean, they're great boats to run around in.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, and
Thank
I appreciate you having us out.
I appreciate you stopping by and taking a look at the boat.
Coming up next, Kel attempts to negotiate a $300,000 catamaran with just a $50 bill.
Is there any wiggle room on that?
I could wiggle a little bit.
If I've got like 50 bucks. We are here with Clark Boken on his 38-foot Havana. Is this a ship or a yacht?
It's a yacht.
It's a yacht. Now tell me the difference between a boat, a ship, and a yacht.
A boat can be a rowboat or a ski boat. A yacht has staterooms, galleys, heads, and showers, and a full living capability.
You would be the guy to ask about that because you are a yacht builder and you build them out of Cape Town, South Africa.
That's correct.
You actually designed and built this boat.
Yes, I did. This boat was designed to fit into slips, still be a catamaran, fuel efficient, and easy to run and easy to manage, and still have all the facilities inside to be an exciting, fun boat to operate.
Tell me a little bit more about the amenities of this one.
Well, this one has 3 staterooms, 4 vanities, 2 showers, 2 heads, a full galley with fridge, freezer, stove, convection, and more storage than any boat its size.
And so comfortable cruising, what's the capacity?
You can cruise with 6 people quite comfortably here.
And what's the range of a boat like this? Like how far could you travel?
If you want to travel at 7 knots, this thing has a range of 1,500 miles.
Like what's a typical, kind of a trip in this one?
Well, I've taken this particular boat to Annapolis and back. It takes about a week. It's a nice trip, a lot of nice places to stop on the way.
Tell me about one of your favorite places to stop.
St. Augustine is a great place to stop. It's such a unique place. It's got the old country charm, always has something going on with captains and pirates, and it's a unique little stop.
What is the show price for this boat?
The show price for this boat is $295.
Is there any wiggle room on that?
I could wiggle a little bit.
Because I mean, I've got a down payment of I've got like 50 bucks on me. Would that be a qualifiable down payment, or is there a place that I can get financing?
There are multiple places you can get financing.
Okay.
And
because a boat like this qualifies as a second mortgage, right?
yes, it does.
Okay.
As long as you have a place to cook and a head or a bathroom, if you will, and a bedroom, it can be written off as a second home.
Or a first home.
Or a first home.
Very cool. Well, thank you very much for taking the time, and we wish you the absolute best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm having fun, and I'm enjoying what I do.
Awesome. You're living the dream.
Well, it's a fun dream.
All right.
Is a tender dinghy normal at sea? Stay tuned to find out.
Is it normal to have a tender dinghy? Next, we have one of the more interesting boats. We've got Dick Hitchcock here with Weta Enterprises. Dick, how you doing? Thanks so much for having us out. Tell us a little bit about your boat.
Well, the Weta is a high-performance trimaran. It's one of the fastest-growing one-design fleets in the country.
You said it's not only one of the fastest growing, but it's one of the fastest boats on the water.
It is. It's pretty easy to do double digits in the boat upwind and offwind.
We're talking like 16, 17 knots, right?
Well, offwind, it'll do 16, 17. Upwind, it'll do 10, 12 knots pretty easily. And the whole boat, as she sits here, weighs a mere 220 pounds. So it's a very light, very fast, very fun, and yet because of its nearly 12-foot beam, it's a very stable sailing platform as well.
I know you guys are kind of pioneering new designs in sailboats. Now, can you tell me what makes this one different than other, say, trimarans or catamarans that are out there?
And this is the only one that I know of that's all fiberglass and carbon fiber. And because of that, it's light and very fast.
So what kind of range does somebody get with this boat? I know I've got a father-in-law that used to go on these long, regattas. What do you guys do with these?
Well, for the last 3 years, we've had 2 of these entered into the Everglades 300 Challenge.
And that's 300 knots, 300 miles?
300 miles from Tampa Bay all the way down to Key Largo.
How long does that take?
The fastest boats do it in about 2 days, and then the others take up to 5 days as they come in. And you're not allowed to accept help from anybody in the race either, except other racers.
And what if you're sinking?
If you're sinking, that's a different story. You're out of the race anyway, so you're allowed help then, sure.
Okay, sure. All right, well, what else can you tell me?
It's about as fun as you can get as far as water fun. It's affordable and safe and simple.
How's the show going for you?
It's been a very good show. We're actually looking forward to next year already.
Are you seeing rebounds in the economy?
Definitely, no question about it.
Everybody out here saying they're seeing the economy rebound, so that's good news for everybody. Dick, thank you very much for having us out. Really appreciate it. Best of luck to you.
Thanks very much.
We are here with Brad Wilson. Brad, how you doing?
Excellent. How are you today?
Doing great. Now, you are with, what's the name of your company?
I own Suncoast Inflatables. We're the largest inflatable boat dealer on the west coast of Florida.
Now, these are essentially either tenders or dinghy.
Traditionally a dinghy is an open boat with an outboard motor. The yacht tender behind us is a console tender suitable for some of the larger yachts.
Is it normal to have a tender dinghy?
It's absolutely normal. It's imperative, especially on the shallower water where the yachts can't get into the docks, can't get into the restaurants. So the tender is used to shuttle people to the pub, to the tiki bar, or up to the beach.
My doctor said that I should be a little more careful with a tender dinghy.
Your doctor said that, huh?
Sorry, Brad, I know you're tired. How has the show gone?
The show has been good. We had good traffic. We had some really solid leads. And for me, I'm secondary to the yacht. Once the yacht's sold, then they'll come back around and they'll outfit the yacht. And I'm one of those things that they outfit with.
So they basically buy the yacht and then they're like, how are we going to get over to the restaurant?
Exactly. And I try to tell them do it the other way. Find the dinghy that you like and then go buy the yacht that it fits on. It doesn't always work that way.
Yeah, that would be a good way to do it. Well, thanks for taking the time to meet with us. And where can they find more information about your company?
Suncoastinflatables.com, all one word.
All right, suncoastinflatables.com. Thanks again.
Stay tuned. Up next, a $4.1 million 66-foot enclosed bridge Viking convertible.
We are out here with Jason Lazo with Galati Yachts, and we are on the belle of the ball, the star of the show, the 66-foot Viking. Can you tell me a little bit about this boat?
Absolutely. We just got our first one in a couple weeks ago. This is a new model for Viking. It's been a splash with them. It's by far their best model that's ever been produced. It's out there competing with a lot of the custom boats. It's a 66 2013 Viking convertible enclosed bridge.
Now, what is a convertible? Tell me what that is.
Convertible is a boat that most of the guys are going to buy to go out and use with their family and stuff, but the main purpose is going to be to go out and fish and to do tournaments and to have more of an active lifestyle in the water as opposed to a liveaboard.
Now, an enclosed bridge. Now, that's kind of a unique feature on this boat.
It is. You can get it one or two ways. You can get an open bridge and an enclosed bridge. The enclosed bridge adds another layer of comfort and air conditioning and living area on the top, but does kind of impede a little bit the captain's ability to see the fish and stuff. So on a boat like this, we'll order it in the way you see it now, but the reality is when we go to deliver it, we'll probably add some type of tower and upper driving station to it.
What's the fuel capacity on a boat like
The
this?
fuel capacity on this boat is 2,300 gallons.
When you talk about 2,300 gallons, what kind of distance does that give you?
Well, it all depends on your speed and the range that you need to accomplish. For here, to go out and get into what we call our blue water or our steps, which is our deep water here, we need to go out 130 miles. Okay. And you want to be able to run out in the evening, swordfish, fish all day, swordfish again, and spend another day on the water and come back in. So you're going to want to have at least a 300-mile range. So this boat would have no problem at 300-mile range at even 36 knots, which is really unheard of for a boat of this size. You'd be lucky to normally get 27, 28 knots. So that's gonna improve your fishing time out at the grounds by about 4 or 5 hours.
How many people can comfortably travel on this boat?
That's a good question. A boat like this is usually gonna have one captain and a couple mates if you're going out to fish a tournament. If you're with your family, I can get on this boat and pull it out and dock it yourself, so you can run it as a one-man show. There are 4 staterooms 4 full-size heads. Then there's a 5th day head, which is right here, which is nice. So you'll be in and out while you're fishing, not going through the whole boat.
Yes, 5th day head.
Which is very unusual on a boat this size. Normally you don't get a day head until you start getting into boats in the 72 to 34 foot range.
Now explain to me what exactly a day head is.
What a day head is something that's on the first level and close to the cockpit.
Okay.
What would happen on any other convertible boat is you'd have to be all hot and sweaty and fishy and maybe a little bloody and have to walk through your salon, through the galley, and then down the steps to one of the heads.
Gotcha.
So now what we can do is simply push one of our air shock buttons here, have the door slide open, and go right into a head that's situated in the corner of the salon.
Right. So this is a brand new boat. It's a 2013. Now,
We just got it a few weeks ago.
How long does it take to build a boat like this?
From start to finish, once you start sitting down with the customer and planning the boat out, and it's usually a 4-step process too, going to the factory with the customer to pick out the core items and special, fishing options, to the salon colors, to the granite corian counters, to your wood colors. But with all that said, and keeping it in a basic package, you're going to be somewhere between 7 to 8 months.
And what other unique features are on this boat that you can tell me about?
This boat has a huge engine room, which most boats this size don't have. You have 6'3" headroom. You can walk around the outboard sides of them. You have a way to go through the engine room from the cockpit.
Okay.
But what it does is not only can you get from the cockpit into the engine room, but you can walk through the engine room, and it allows the captain and the mate to be able to get to the crew quarters.
Okay.
So when you're on board with your family and stuff, if your captain and mate want to go out for a cocktail, they're not constantly going through your salon.
It's
They
like a
have way to
private
get
entrance
on.
for the house. I got you. Very cool. How's the boat show going for you?
Boat show's going great. We have a couple boats under contract.
Nice.
And we have a couple sea trials set up for Monday. So besides the rain today, we had a great show Friday and had some of our good repeat customers out today.
Very cool. Now tell me just a little bit about how a sea trial goes. Obviously that's the test drive.
Absolutely. Once you get to a negotiated price on a boat, it's always subject to a sea trial. And what we do there is we take them out and we give them an idea of how the boat is going to perform with speed, how it's going to perform in sea conditions, and then in some cases getting the customer comfortable with how they're going to be able to handle and dock the boat.
Right.
A lot of guys may want a boat that's bigger size than what they're typically comfortable with, so it's important on our sea trial to get them comfortable with handling a boat that size and to show them it's just as easy to run a 42-footer, if not easier, than running a 26.
Right, nice. So now if somebody watching is interested in a 66-foot Viking like this one, how do they get a hold of you?
They call my cell number,
Okay.
941-518-1171, or anything larger.
GelatiYachts.com, out here with Jason Lazo. Thank you very much for your time.
It was a pleasure.
We had a great time here at the 30th Annual Suncoast Boat Show of downtown Sarasota. If you missed it this year, be sure and check it out next April. You can get all the information at showmanagement.com. I'm getting on my boat.